Yes, more Castlegarden stuff. So I probably should let this on first. But if you've ended up in a situation where you've got one wheel, so basically I had one wheel facing this way and one wheel facing that way, and it's my own fault, or there's part of the garden here that's putting too much pressure. So essentially what you're ending up with is two wheels kind of facing different directions. So these spindles that hold them on. And actually, now that I take out one, I'll show you how to do this anyway, but I've taken out one. So that's a good one, which is nice and straight. And then there's my one here, which is severely deformed. So again, all my own fault. So I'm going to show on this side, and then I'm going to show you the left-hand side from start to finish. It's a pretty quick job, this, to be fair. So, but you do want to jack it up. If you don't have a jack, got to have some way of holding up the front to leave the wheels loose, in my opinion, anyway. So the first thing is these can be quite difficult to actually, no, they shouldn't be difficult to take off, but sometimes the first few times they come off you might need some sort of assistance. So this one's pulling off because I've taken it off before recently for a puncture, but the first time I actually had to get something to kind of wedge it off. If you take off stuff, put it somewhere that you find it. Don't put it on the grass because you'll end up losing it. Second thing is there's a washer here, and there's this little circlip in here, so we got to get him off. Smaller, thinner, flathead screwdriver even be better, but I'll try and pop him that way. Come on. There you go. Oh, so that's off. Let's take off the washer. And let's just take the wheel off. Right, so this spindle here, we're going to take this off, which is this section up here. This is going to be the more awkward side, so I'm just after replacing a steering cable. I have a different video for that. Not a cable, a steering rod even. But you can see part of the steering rod rests on top of this here, so this might be useful for somebody that's doing it on this side because there's a little bit more work on this side. What have we got? So a 17 and 17 actually. Two 17s to release that. Put your bolts where you can remember, and washers. So that is available to come off the top of that now. So you can see that's kind of somewhat flexible there now. This side actually, interestingly, right, because of that, it doesn't have a circlip here, right, because obviously part of the steering rod holds it in place. Unlike this side, which doesn't have a steering rod here, so to stop that from falling back down, there is a circlip here, just like what we saw. So when you're releasing those circlips, like what we saw already, we would have been just getting in there and give it a bit of leverage and just popping it off. So the right hand side on these is a little bit different to the left hand side. So circlips holds it on the right hand side, and you can see actually on the top, on the right hand side, so you can see on the top here that's quite round, whereas these ones, so it's a good way of knowing which is left and right, these ones are longer, they're not round at the top because they have this square section that needs to cater for the mount that is connected to the steering rod there. So anyway, we're just going to get these two lads off here, which for that I'm using a 15 and a 13. Okay, so that bolt, remember, put your bolts where you can remember them. So that one stayed in, that spindle's off. So let's get the other one on. Up through here, that sits in, and then a little bit difficult one-handed, but you get the idea. So that's in. I'm going to hold that in, just hand tighten it first. When you're fitting that kind of part, that steering rod mount back, it might kind of sit comfortably, so you might have to adjust the steering wheel to pull that maybe back a bit. Yeah, to just line up and fall into place. So that part can be a little bit tricky, a little bit of fluting to get the two of them lined up with each other. And then we'll put the two bolts back in. Two washers. Bolt. Okay, wheel back on. So long side goes in. Short side stays out. Washer. Circlip. Let me know if you have a better way in the comments to get the circlips back on, but what I normally do is just get a flathead and then use a hammer on top. So So that's on. So let's let it down. Okay, so they're somewhat pointing in the same direction again. Cap. So one kind of thing that I noticed over the last while, there's a problem here with this house. Well, there's actually a problem with the operator. This wall was built about a year ago, and the guy that did it left a whole load of, now the grass has grown over it since, but he's left a whole load of concrete and stuff, and the grass has eventually grown over to an unbelievably uneven surface, and that's putting pressure on those steering fixtures. So you'd be going that way, that way, that way, that way, and the machine is pitching. So I really just need to stick on the flat surfaces. These aren't enabled for that type of abuse, nor should they be. They're not designed for it. But anyway, sorry, the reason, one thing I had noticed, the steering was gone really off centre, and there's quite a lot of movement here without much happening at the wheel section. So I'd say that doesn't help. Now there's still a degree of movement there I'm not happy with, and I'll have to investigate it a bit more. But at the moment, I've got two wheels that are pretty much facing the same direction. So that solved that problem anyway. Anyway, hopefully that's useful for somebody who's ended up with two wheels facing the wrong direction, out and out, what they call a toe out, is it? And and the spindles aren't dear. They're about like, what was that? I don't know, €100, something like that. To fit them, the steering rod is about 30. So, but now the steering is going to be much more responsive. Anyway, hopefully it's helpful. Thank you for watching.